If you asked me how we do it, I could tell you it's a miracle. But it's not. It's not our politics, our money, the water we drink, or this incredible place we call home. It's not any of the things that make us so different from each other, and there are a lot of those. It's the things we agree on, like feeding families, children, being good stewards of the earth, and knowing that 1 billion people who starve across the globe every year really don't have to. If you're like me, you used to think that food comes from grocery stores, and that was okay, until now. But when thousands of men and women across this great country decided to help those 1 billion men, women, and children all across the globe in a way that only they could, it wasn't because they were kings or queens or senators or presidents. Some were big, most were small. And they only have two things in common. They're in a better position than anyone else in the world to do something about the problem. And they're all American farmers.
That's what I like about the family farm. It's the culture. We're doers. We just don't talk about it, we do it. When I look at the people that are being given this challenge, I know they face challenges every day. It's the weather, it's the markets, it's maybe their financial needs. Who knows what challenge they're facing? But they always go into it head on, and they will accomplish their goals. We're a group that when we look at everything in front of us, we come up with a plan and we try to address it. Yeah, we're not going to make a big end road in my lifetime, but we got to start somewhere, and we got to start now.
Since 1970, the world population has doubled. Today, there's less available land for farming than ever before. The pressure for our natural resources continues to grow, and the 6.8 billion people on our planet today will soon be 9.
You know, when I talk to our friends in the city, it doesn't matter whether it's San Francisco or Chicago, I think they all care. They just don't know how they can help do it.
The average American farmer feeds 155 people a day, compared to just 38 just a few decades ago. That's 20% of the world, using just 10% of the land. Can American farmers produce even more food and protect the planet at the same time? Research and technology have already made us the most productive agricultural community in history, but we can't do this alone. World-class organizations like Heifer International have developed proven models and methods that end the cycle of starvation in sustainable ways, teaching people in this country and throughout the world to feed themselves, who in turn teach their neighbors to do the same.
No child should suffer. No child should be hungry. We have to do this. The American farmer produced the food to feed the American population that's enabled our country to be who we are. And it's one of the most extraordinary gifts we have to offer the rest of the world.
American agriculture has come a long way, but there are still children and adults here and all over the globe who have nothing to eat, who care nothing for politics, committees, or speeches, who know only that they have nothing to eat, and that when you and I sit down for dinner tonight, they won't.
The unfairness of it is overwhelming, and it doesn't have to be that way.
Now, American farmers are taking a stand to help feed 1 billion starving people by supporting food banks for urgent need due to crisis, and frontline organizations like Heifer International that help people to pull themselves up by their bootstraps. Farmers feeding the world will make a permanent difference.
So little goes so far.
You can help. Visit farmersfeedingtheworld.org to see how easy it is. Help teach 1 billion starving people how they can begin to feed themselves. This is more than a promise.
We can feed the world. We can feed the world.
This is something that works.
You never feel so good about yourself as when you're doing something for someone else.
Farmers feeding the world. This message has been made possible in part by a grant from the Howard G. Buffett Foundation.